Hello viewers, today we'll be repairing a Chrysler radio. This particular radio came out of a Jeep Wrangler, however this model was used in quite a few different vehicles that Chrysler produced. So look at the information tag. And the problem that I'm having with this radio is no sound on the AM and FM modes, but there is still reception. And there is still sound on the audio input, and there is still sound on the compact disc player. I don't have a satellite radio subscription, but I believe there is still sound on the satellite radio as well. To begin this assembly, we want to remove the front plate. I'm going to put this under here to give it a little more contrast. And you're going to see that there is 5 clips. We have one here, 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 and here. And we're just going to lift up and push forward to release these. And that should come right off. And there is a connection here. Where is it? There we go. That will just kind of come undone. It's not a ribbon cable or anything that you have to disconnect. So we'll set that aside for now. We're not going to be working with that. This is what it looks like in the front. The next thing we need to do is we're going to remove the top, and we're going to start from the back of the unit, and we're going to slowly pry upwards like this. There's a couple, just a little bit, bend it in just a little bit. There's a couple tabs here. There's one here, and there's one here, and I believe once we get those 2 bent in ever so slightly, it should release the rest of it. Perhaps, let's see here, pull this up a little bit here on the side as well. Okay, and that should let that come right off. And now we need to remove the compact disc player, which is going to be held in by these two bolts up there in the front, and then 2 bolts up here at the top. One here and one here, and those are kind of a weird size and shape. So I'm going to get out my security bit set. It's going to be a smaller than I thought it was. It's going to be a T10 will fit it. It's a little bit loose. The T15 is too big. So we use the T10. Okay, and now there is a ribbon cable here, so we're going to use some caution. I'm going to pull this up, and the ribbon cable is located at the front. So I'm going to kind of reach in here like this. There's a little clip that you have to dislodge. I'm going to dislodge that clip right here, and that should come out like that fairly easily. And we're going to set that aside as well. Use caution when handling that because it can get out of line if you knock it around. And now we are able to take a look at where the problem resides. This is the AM/FM decoding chip right here. I guess my camera's not going to zoom in. I'll have to just move the camera closer. That's fine. And the problem here is that somewhere within that chip, one of those solder points has spoiled. I can't quite see which one. I'd have to look at it under a stronger light. Whoops. It looks to me through the magnification on the camera that perhaps it is the fourth one down from the top left, or maybe that one all the way on the left on the top. I can't tell, but that's what a source of the problem is going to be. And if you had the unit powered up and you press on that chip, you probably would get momentary functionality from the equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reflow the connections on that chip. I'll turn my hot air gun on here, and we're going to use about 400 degrees, and that's degrees Fahrenheit. And what I'm going to do here is, I'll let this warm up first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small piece of something here. I'm going to press down on that chip, and then I'm going to hold the heat on the joints for about 4 seconds, and that should be enough to get it reflowed. I just tested it in the car and it is working again. So the repair is now complete. I don't know how long this is going to hold. If you look on the board here, you'll notice that everything is covered in probably some kind of a silicone coating. All the chips are, all the solder joints are, except for this chip. And this is the chip that's consistently breaking. So if this quits again relatively soon, I think I'm going to have to put some kind of a coating over it, because this thing is in the car. It's taken a fair bit of abuse as far as vibration goes, and electronics can be sensitive to that over time, especially when you're going through extreme heat changes. You know, in the summer it's hundreds of degrees in the car, and in the winter it's 0 sometimes. So it just takes a toll on the equipment. Anyway, so now that that's working, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble now. I have to remove this again. Put that back on just for the test. It's fairly simple to reassemble. We have the CD player. This has to get plugged in down here where it came out of. And that plug only fits in one way. And that should click into place. And this will sit on the top. And all 4 screws should align fairly easily. Okay, and then the top, these tabs go in the front here like this, and then it closes down like that, and then the front snaps back on, starting at the bottom. And that completes the repair. Thank you for watching.